Hey, lovely people, hope you're all doing great this week. And I'm very, very sorry about for such a long break. So, welcome back to the Empower Journal episode 9. This wouldn't have been possible without your immense love and support, guys. So, thank you so much once again. So, today I prefer to skip the Q&A session and instead do a revisit podcast. So, and it's not about my existing episodes, and this episode is about revisiting my age and all the things that I learned during my 20s. So, I dedicate this episode to my lovely audience who just entered their 30s, just like me. And moreover, guys, I also happen to see my podcast audience range between 24 to 29. So, I thought, why not share my decade's experience with you? Of course, I had so many silly moments, but how does it matter? And for sure, I have changed a lot. Actually, I had a bit of hard time with this realization that I've completed like 1/3 of my entire life already. Especially on my 30th birthday 3 years ago, I had realized few important life lessons my 20s taught me. Like I'm no longer single, I don't live with my parents anymore or studying in some university with some random ambitions like fashion designer or chef. The fact that I'm getting older, and trust me, it's impossible to pinpoint in fact which exact moment or days shaped me who I am today. It was like every conversation I had, interaction I had with people, the decisions I made about even the day to day things, the success, the failure, everything that I experienced in my 20s, which slowly molded me into the person I'm today. Like be it exercising regularly, meeting my mentors or friends, or be the time or money management. If you asked me 10 years ago, I don't think I could have predicted that this is how my life would be a decade after. As and when I reflect the past decade, I realize that your 30s is all about repairing the damage you caused yourself during your 20s. I'm actually not kidding. Let me tell you this way. So now at the age of 30, I'm a business professional working in a tech industry and married to the love of my life, got a kid, and does podcast online for you all. So here are a few things I learned in my 20s. I believe it will be definitely interesting for you and it helps you to be prepared for the best days of your life. You know what? This is how I see it. You're not really 30, you're just 18 with 12 years of experience. That's so amazing, right? So let's dive into today's podcast. So happy I'm 30. Let me begin with this. For some people, hitting their 30s feel like end of their youth, which is not at all the truth. It is all based on the state of mind. Although there is no denial that your 30s will incur a lot of changes, like people around you, the perspective of life, or the decision that you make. But none of these things are to scare you. It is just to prepare you for the upcoming changes and to ensure you enjoy them with grace. So the rule number 1 goes like this. There is no clear path to adulthood. Let me explain this to you. I remember this part very clearly during my 20s. The pressure that most of us had. Like we were expected to pick a program to study in particular university or college, get graduated in BTech or BE, start the career on right time, climb up the ladder. Like if you're working in corporate world, like immediate promotions and appraisals, and get married on time and have babies, start family, blah blah blah. This is essentially the path to adulthood that many of us understood to be right. But the reality is far away from this. Like I said, there is no clear path at all. People change, which includes their career, their family, their interests, their relationships. Throughout my 20s, I've seen some friends who dropped off the university to continue the workforce like without even a degree. And I have also seen friends who have entered their long-term relationship with partners who most of us thought would get married. And there were some friends who had kids before starting their careers, and there are some friends who started their entrepreneurship at the age of 23. You know, that's how it works. Your life works on your own rules. Remember that. The rule number 2 is don't compare yourself to others. If I'm going to compare myself with others, I would probably feel like I'm lagging behind in life because I have not achieved those aspects that I'm comparing with, which will not make any sense at all, right? Because everyone is playing the game of life at a different pace and with different priorities. We all need to understand that. As long as you are pleasing yourself and achieving the goals that you have set for yourself, it is absolutely fine. And that is what matters the most. Remember, only compete with yourself and measuring ourselves against these unrealistic expectations which has been forced on us is a trap. It will keep you miserable till you die, by the way. If you're doing your best work, taking care of your loved ones and then taking care of yourself, you're already doing great because you have a right to live life on your own terms, and the societal opinion is just a background noise. Please, guys, ignore that. The rule number 3, I know this will get a bit emotional, but I can't skip it. Your friendships will change, and also friendships cannot be forced. Generally speaking, there are two kinds of friendship. The one that change with time apart, the one that don't change with time apart. You get it? You know what? It's nobody's fault. It's just the way of life is. And some friendships are only meant to be close for certain parts of life. All we have to do is accept it and move on. The next rule, please take care of your body. Like when you're young, the body recovers much faster than you can ever imagine. When body gets older, it takes much longer to recover, especially with injuries. It goes like this. Our bodies are like cars. Imagine what happens if you don't take your car in for regular maintenance and service. It will mostly to break down. Exactly. Similarly, our body requires regular maintenance and checkups in order to function properly. Whether it's school, work, taking care of family, or just adult commitments. The first thing that we take for granted is our body. Because it's easy to forget to take care of your body. And this realization will definitely hit you hard when you are 30. The point is, it is very, very important to be proactive and to take care of your body if you aren't doing it already. Start right now. The rule number 5 goes like this. The mental health, which is very important. While your commitments are absolutely important, and it is also important to put yourself first with respect to mental health. These are my 2 takeaways from the recent articles which I read. Taking care of your mental health is just important as taking care of your physical body, if not more. And second thing is, according to WHO, 1 in 4 people in the world is affected by mental disorders at some point in their life. Mental health illness have become more common than you think. In fact, I've done it many times, and I've been doing it recently. I'm opening up with the people that I love the most about the situational stress that I go through regularly. In fact, nowadays I see more openness from people in my circle to speak more candidly about their feelings, like especially from the male population. Why? Because this gender typically finds it hard to share their feelings due to this masculinity aspects. Lastly, don't forget to check in a family member or friend. We don't know what they are going through. And don't make it look superficial or as a formal check. Because it has become very common because of our way of living. We are so used to asking people for the heck of it. Please do not give the feel you're just asking for the sake, but genuinely listen to know them, not to judge them. And here comes my last learning. Your parents are getting old. Yes. As a child, you remember that your parents are like superheroes, right? We look up to them like then and there, almost for everything, from juggling multiple responsibilities, including work life, family life, and ensuring you were always taken care of and fed. At least for me, my parents have looked the same age since forever. It wasn't until the last couple of years I started to notice that my mom has little more white hair and my mom walks tiny bit slower than before. And honestly speaking, it hurts. Small changes, but they are changes nonetheless. This also applies to grandparents and any other close older family members. So spend your quality time with them. Make them feel that they are wanted. Show them your love. These are the 3 things which you have to get into your head so that you actually enjoy every moment of your life. Of course, life changes for people at 30. The more you open to changes, the better your life will be. Life after 30 can feel like it doesn't have the same spark as when you were younger. But turning 30 doesn't have to be a struggle. Trust me. It has enlightened me in so many ways. And I hope this life lessons from my 20s resonate and inspire you to keep on the path to become the person you want to be. So please share with anyone you think they would be valuable for. Thank you for listening. Start on your game and keep going for your dreams, guys. Download Spotify and subscribe the Empower Journal and stay tuned with me for more journals. Until this is Dave signing off. I'll catch up with you one more episode soon again. Nandri.